What can you tell me?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones.
And did you see all that?
No. I was
Where is Miss...
I don't know.
Did you see...
I think I saw a silhouette.
Goodbye, nurse.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Goodbye.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the God.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in...
Of course, you're right.
You mentioned a dead patient.
She, Jonathan.
Very well.
Jonathan, please, I can't rely on it.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge.
Please then.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks.
So Hampton be...
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of...
Rest assured...
McCallum is a fanatic. The
Very well, since I brought Mr... Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Doc.
Please.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom.
Do you know who the...
Not sure.
Good...
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr. Goswell.
I'm okay.
What can you...
I had shouting coming from the first...
I have to go now, sir.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening.
What can you tell me?
It's a disgrace.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Come now, we can handle this.
Good evening. Can you tell...
I'm sure it was not your fault.
My fault?
Oh, nothing.
It seems the Frewen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
No rest for the wicked. It ain't human. Kill it! There ain't one of them. Watch yourselves. Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Good evening, miss.
Who are you?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I don't have any...
I'm not here for chat.
Miss Edwina Cobb.
I'm looking for Mr. Shaw.
The sad saint?
Yes, he was.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good.
Goodbye. Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures.
A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth?
So few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom what's about him.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any
And what do you define as
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton.
a vampire hunter?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm
a man of science.
Have you heard of the
Of course. They're dedicated.
So you hunt
Vampires are just like every other predator.
Were you?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a...
I'm looking for
The sad saint? He should...
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new faces around here.
I have this thirst for blood.
I can feel it coming in my bones. Hatred.
Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard!
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing?
I'm not sure that's any of you.
I hope you realize that...
Ah! I'm not afraid of these guys.
I wasn't specifically referring to that.
They took my boy!
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk.
Well, this part of town used to be...
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Someone's playing a right strange game. Now I'm gonna find out who.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight?
You remember me?
Of course I do. You're that man who's...
Thank you for your hospitality.
I'm still Tom Watts.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as...
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke.
The important thing is...
Why not try his night asylum?
Where is it? Goodbye, Miss... Seems like the Guard of Freewen is on Sean Hampton's trail, too.
another disgusting ghoul did it, don't you? It ain't human! Kill it! Burn it, boys! Crush the leech, boys! Some of that taste of this! Hey, leeches! I'll send you to hell! Over there! There's one of them burning!
Good evening, miss.
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the door.
And what about you?
You want to know my secret?
I'm looking for...
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at...
He was a patient of mine.
I see. Well.
Goodbye.
Now, Lottie, there is still much work to do.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
The long face, Doctor.
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of...
Since you left Pembroke...
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd...
Aren't you a...
We are blessed, Doctor.
Do you think this is a...
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross.
But you must...
No, not your scripture. Whoso...
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the...
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad.
But you were close...
Of course. But she was lost.
So you claim Miss Jones...
Though Harriet was an angry...
People have been murdered.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will...
How do you plan?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the...
Very well.
I'll be here when you return. If...